Welcome to Nerdy Drunken Stone. My name is Adam. It is April 4th, 2020. I'm joined by Mike and Jason. Hey guys, what have y'all been up to this week? Games, shows, whatever.
I mean, if HGTV met a video game, I've been playing that. It's called House Flipper. Um, yeah, I've probably been playing too much of it actually, but it's been pretty fun.
What what did you do last night?
Well, I mean,
If we were honest.
I mean, I think you guys saw I duplicated the Breaking Bad house. I'm not even a Breaking Bad fan or anything like that. Like, it's just, it was in the game, and I was like, you know what? Why not?
Well, that's an offensive statement, first of all.
You're a Breaking Bad fan, right?
Well, I mean, I would say I'm more of a
You watched Better Call Saul
fan than I
You
am.
never watched Breaking Bad?
No, I watched Breaking Bad, but
Oh, okay.
I enjoy Better Call Saul maybe a little bit more.
Okay.
I don't know. There's just, I feel like there's more to hate on in Breaking Bad than there is in Better Call Saul. Like,
Well, Jimmy's a less terrible character than Walter White, so
yeah, that's true.
like you can root for Jimmy, where like the later seasons of Walter White, you're just like, nah, you're an asshole.
So this is what Mike was doing for the duration of. But there's also cleaning and painting and building that was involved.
It's basically I've been getting my Property Brothers on.
That's your inspiration for all of your work, right?
Yeah, totally.
It's Property Brothers.
I mean, I love Property Brothers. So
anything else besides flipping homes in an imaginary world because we can't own them ourselves as millennials? Or
I mean, with the whole quarantine thing going on, I've been looking at, like, I've been checking PlayStation and Nintendo Switch sales on their online libraries like every day to see something new.
and that's how you spend $100 on $5 games.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really made too many purchases yet, but I mean, now's the time to look, and now's the time to buy them. So
True.
I feel like the gaming industry must be booming. Jason, we've been.
I imagine so. What they kept GameStop open because it was essential. So
fuck GameStop.
I have two friends that are managers, and they don't mind it.
Well, I'm glad they're employed, but fuck GameStop.
They're happy about it. So, but yeah, I've just been playing Animal Crossing, Mountain Blade.
Yeah, what is Mountain Blade? Like, explain it to me, because
it's a game.
You say it like people just. I'm playing Mountain Blade. I'm like,
I thought everyone knew what Mountain Blade was.
I've never even heard of it, and you're like, I'm playing Mountain Blade. Like, what the fuck is Mountain Blade?
It is,
and it's 2, by the way. It's not even 1.
It's a PC exclusive. No, it's actually 4. They had Mountain Blade 1, Mountain Blade Warband, Mountain Blade something. They added guns in the 3rd game, and no one liked that, so everyone played Warband.
I don't know what it is, so I don't know what the guns are doing. Are we flying through space? Are we fucking...
it's just a medieval combat game. You control armies and forces. You can get cities, income, allies, enemies, all of that. But what I really like about it, yes, but what I really like about it is the battles. You control your forces like
an RTS.
Yes, yeah, like an RTS. I mean, it's a lot more simplified. I mean, there's still a lot of unit commands and stuff, but depending on like your hardware, you can do 100 versus 100 or up to. Right now, I'm sure it'll expand with mods, but right now you can do 500 on 500. So it's like an upgraded version of Warhammer, really, or Warhammer, Warband, which was Mountain Blade 1. Yeah, I don't know. I really like it. I love the big battles, and I love like the medieval settings. So if you have a PC, get Mountain Blade. That's all I'm saying.
Did any of you guys ever mess with Dynasty Warriors at all back in the day?
When I was young.
Well, they have a game that's really strategy based like that. I forget what it's like called like the Warring Kingdoms or Three Kingdoms. It's like a $60 game on Steam. It's like a
The
brand
spinoff.
Yeah, it's like super strategic. Like
What's it called? Is it in the
Three
Dynasty
Kingdoms?
Warriors brand?
I'm not entirely sure, but I know it's like
Total War. It's a Total War game.
Yeah, Total War.
Yeah.
I've heard that name before. Yes.
So I've tried to get into that series. I have a few friends that really like that, and to me, that shit's like, it's not overwhelming. I just think it's so in depth that it's like not that fun.
I was
Mountain
worried about
Blade's
that.
Mountain Blade's like the right amount of depth for me, like troop management, money management, and battles. Where like Total War, it's like, you're playing like Sim City and like StarCraft. It's just so much shit to do.
That sounds perfect.
Says the man who's remodeling homes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you start
That's
with
what
a
you-
house, and then you build a kingdom.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever you're in the apocalypse, remodeling homes is very peaceful, and I think that's why Mike's been playing it and why I've enjoyed watching it.
No, it's just because he has time. It's because he has time to fucking blow. That's why. If he didn't have
because
time
we're
to
all
blow,
quarantined, and why are we quarantined?
it's hot outside. It's summer.
COVID-19.
We live in the northern hemisphere.
It's the goddamn elephant in the room.
Which thank God, like, that we've so far been pretty lucky. Like, and I'm not saying that
we haven't peaked. We haven't peaked yet, though.
Yeah, that's true. But like, hey, it's better than. There's a lot of people that have gotten it already.
It's true.
And it doesn't look like something you want to get.
Yeah, I mean, look, you don't even want to get the flu, right? So
me and Mike both had it this year.
Yeah. So if this is the worst flu, then yeah, you really don't want to get it. So
do you think it's time to start like I mean, let's be honest, how many people get vaccine or like the flu vaccine that year?
No one.
Do you think it's time like to start doing that?
I think this could change public opinion, but
I mean, we've never been as clean as a
Define.
society.
Do you think this is the time? Like, what are you getting at?
I think
it should be mandatory. Is that what you're saying?
No, people might take it more seriously. I mean, should it be mandatory? I mean,
I see it as like 9/11. There was people say no, not in the sense of like it is 9/11, but like
no,
I think
right
things
now
are going to change.
Right now it's 3 9/11s.
Like I think it's going to change in the sense of like people are going to be like, oh, you remember pre 9/11 and then post 9/11, like when they talk like that. Like a lot of people are saying that we're not gonna the next time. Like I was listening to Bill Gates talk about it, and he's the one that called called this pandemic in the first place. Like he kind of called it like in the 90s. That something like this was going to happen. And he said this was a real recent interview. He said the one positive thing he thinks is going to come out of this is the fact that we're woke now, in the sense that this shit can happen and that we need to be prepared, because it doesn't seem like our government's real prepared right now.
Oh yeah, anti-vaxxers are real. Like
they quiet.
Love him. No, they're not quiet.
Why? Why wouldn't an anti-vaxxer be quiet right now? Like now's the perfect time to be like, see, you are an idiot. Like you're wrong.
It'll take me a minute, but there are some tweets and things that they're sharing around that they're still not quiet.
Tweets. There's 10 people tweeting. Who cares? Don't talk about Twitter. Twitter is a terrible place.
Which, if you want to find my Twitter, is @the_Renrag. Just throwing that in there.
I don't have one, so.
remote later, but Trump said earlier today, I believe, that it's going to get worse before it gets better.
He said that like last week too. Good for him. Good for him.
What, he's doing his job for a change?
Yeah, he's setting people up with realistic expectations. We know we haven't flattened the curve. We know April. You know, I had people telling me, "Oh, hopefully next week we can get back to work." Like, come the fuck on, man! Like, you ain't going back to work all of April.
These are people that aren't watching the news, I think.
Yeah, maybe May. You know, you can like have your fingers crossed and hope that if everyone is good, May is the time that you can get back to it. The service industry, that is. But I mean, realistically, I don't think anyone's going back that is not allowed to work. They're not going back in April. There's no.
My worry is that we like the curve starts to flatten and then we go back too soon.
That could definitely happen depending on how bad your economy is. So
I don't think that's gonna. I think if Trump had his way, that might happen. But I feel like people are gonna be so precautious and freaked out still, like that.
So that I was just listening to a thing about that day. Do you think like when things go back to normal, will you have an influx of overly touchy-feely people like, oh my god, you know, really embracing, or will it be the opposite where you go back to work and hey, do I shake hands with these people? Do you just say, hey, what's up, man? You know?
Yeah, it really feels like kind of like a reset button has been hit on society.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I still think it's weird. I see my regulars that come up just to say hi. Maybe they're driving by the building, and they see me out there. Hey, you know what's up? And you have that moment of like, oh, I'm going to shake their hand. And you guys are just like, hey, what's up? You know, because you don't want to be rude, but it's not rude. You know, right now it's not rude. So,
well, I have to I have to go to work every other day, and I literally have signs up on my monitor and on my desk that says like, please stay 6 feet away, and like X, Y, and Z. Like if there are reasons why you need to approach it, like here's how we're gonna do that. Because like I'm done playing games. I'm done like acting like it's not a big deal. Like if I'm gonna be at work and we're gonna be working together, I'm distancing myself. And if you need something that's on my desk, then you tell me and I'll bring it and I'll set it somewhere else, and then you can have that. Like,
right. I mean, that's a lot of companies. I mean, all companies are adopting that same policy, so it's not like, anything like
people thought I was silly. Oh, but here's the anti-vaxxers that people will be like, this is what the world would be like if there were no vaccines. No, Karen, this is what the world with vaccines. And guess what? Causes respiratory issues, including 4 strains of coronavirus, the flu vaccine. #checkmate.
I mean, those are just idiotic people. Those are just idiots.
The coronavirus is going to mutate about 47,346 different ways before they roll out the vaccine, just like the flu. They also skipped animal, placebo, and other safety testing to develop it. So congrats, Karen. You now have a 9% immunity, and I guess Guillain-Barré syndrome, I think is how it's pronounced. Go science. So, no, they haven't shut up as ever.
They're just, but they're just as dumb as ever. Nothing's changed. The shit that they're saying is still uneducated.
You said they're quiet, and they're not quiet. There's nothing you can do about them.
It's Twitter. No one's quiet on Twitter, man.
Well, how about this? How about more of a neutral position? If you had to give our government a grade, if you had to grade our government for their job of this, what would you give it? Because we're not specifically talking about the president. You know what I mean?
It's you can't do that.
Like overall, like our government, like how did they?
Give them a C. C at the moment. I'll give them a flat C.
I think it's way too soon to.
At the moment.
Right now, like
You can. It's okay. Opinions can change. Thoughts can change. Just at the moment, I think it's a solid C.
I
I
actually
think a
agree.
C seems fair. Like, you're not failing completely, and you're definitely not successful. And some states are doing much better than others. So,
What is it? The Chernobyl? Not great, not terrible.
yeah.
No, it's more
not
like
great, not.
it's more like telling someone, yeah, you need to go study more.
But like me and my coworker were saying like the other day, we don't want to be a year from now going, I wish I would have known.
I mean, known what? You have started at the beginning of this year, maybe before that in China.
No, had I known, I possibly would have been like, fuck it. Like, a year from now, I possibly would have been like, I'm quitting my job, like, just to stay home because of how fucking bad it is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm necessary.
Look, as long as you don't go to the hospital, I think you're all right. I mean, look, I do think this is worse than the flu. I'm not one of these flu people. Oh, it's the same as the flu. But I definitely think if you get it, hopefully you don't get it. Just stay out of the hospitals. Just stay out. Even if you get it, just don't go to a fucking hospital. If you can breathe, don't go to the hospital.
That's basically the policy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're told, like, unless you have difficulty breathing, like, do not call 911, go see your specialist. While we're talking about policies, though, I just want to real quick go over what the CDC is recommending.
Face mask now, right?
It all seems like common sense, like avoiding close contact with people, avoiding touching your eyes, nose, and mouth, which until recently, I don't think any of us realized how often your eye or nose itched. Social distancing. Washing your hands for 20 seconds has become... I didn't know how difficult that was because 20 seconds is a long time. You don't realize it until you're trying to sing Happy Birthday twice. Let's see. These are the combination of symptoms of whenever you should seek medical help. And the fever is when that's the one that they're mainly like harping on.
I would think so. Anyone with a fever at this moment in time, like, yes, you could be overreacting, but clearly, like, look, if you just have a cough, but you can still breathe and you don't have a fever, I mean, that maybe you have it, maybe you don't, but as long as you're practicing social distancing and whatnot, okay, you have a cough. It's not like you're gonna, in 4 hours, you're gonna wake up and, I can't fucking breathe, But the fever, yeah, of course, fever and shortness of breath, those are two that, yeah, don't take those for granted.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty unanimous then. C overall.
And you're supposed to wear a face mask now. They were saying it didn't matter. Yeah, they were saying, hey, you don't need these. Our health professionals need them now. They're like, actually, you should wear that face mask. So
I'm pretty sure it's more like they wanted to preserve them, and now they think we're not sure how many people are infected. So if everyone wore face mask, it would not be spread as much because it doesn't help you from getting the virus, the CDC has said, but it does prevent you from spreading it.
Here's the problem with that.
What's that?
Asia has already modeled this out. They've all been wearing masks and stuff like that, especially Korea. They knew to mask up.
South Korea is number one.
Yeah, but South Korea and Japan and Singapore,
they lock shit down.
Yeah, their face mask stuff. I mean, granted, there are other policies other than the face mask, and their society doesn't. They're not like, oh, you're wearing a face mask. That's weird. But yeah, they're doing fine. They all flatten their curves very quickly,
I
very
mean,
easily.
look at us as an example. We're on the way to peaking, and they're now saying, "Hey, everyone should wear masks." Like this is not a game plan that they're not familiar with.
It's
Um,
America. It's economy. Like,
Hey, worried about the economy? It was the same thing. They didn't want healthcare professionals to wear a mask in the hospitals because it would scare patients and cause unease. Like, what a ridiculous thing to say. Yeah, that was a thing. Look it up. Go ahead, Google
no,
it.
I agree.
Yeah.
wow.
I mean, this was early. This was probably like 2 weeks ago now, but that was a thing that they said. There were hospitals like putting out these memos saying, like, hey, if you're just a nurse, like, don't wear a face mask because it's no big deal. Not yet, anyway. So.
No, I had a friend who I reached out to, and I was like, "Hey, let me see. I know your job is dangerous right now, but I care about you. But like, please be safe. But don't consider like, let me see. Don't consider this your requirement if you're not properly equipped. Like, it's not your basically like it's not your job to like die for others."
Well, you take a Hippocratic oath.
And he said that he had not been wearing a face mask until about a day ago because they didn't have any positive patients. And I was like,
Okay.
what the is going on, man? Like,
I mean, when the
why
coronavirus
don't we all know? No,
was first breaking out, like in Asia, anytime you saw pictures or videos, everyone in public was masked up. Like
Yeah.
because
so
Asians.
It's not taboo in their culture. Like, even if you're just sick, you wear a face mask so you don't spread it. Like, if you're on trains, public transportation, like, that's not uncommon to see. Think, when was the last time you saw anyone in America, even in Houston or Pennsylvania, wearing a face mask? You would be like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? Like, this guy is weird.
yeah, I agree. I just it's just frustrating because they want to talk about mitigation. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
um. So, Jason, I know you went shopping earlier today.
Yep, sure did.
How do you feel about shopping, like
It's
in
fine.
this environment?
Jade gave me a face mask, and I thought it was silly, and I wasn't gonna wear it. If I'm honest.
But did
And
you?
I got inside the store. I had it in my pocket, and I looked around. Say about 50% of the people were wearing it. So I said, wearing a face mask, and I said, oh shit, all right. So pop that bitch on. Said, all right, we're grocery shopping in a face mask today. Like, yeah, it felt weird, but it's again, it's social norms. If you see half of the people doing it, you don't feel like an
Exactly.
outlier. Yeah, you feel like you're doing your part. Now all of a sudden I'm looking at people without face masks like, the fuck are these guys' problems? Like, what? They think they're too good to not
That
wear face masks?
that's why I think like it might be one of the CDC recommendations, and why that judgment was made is like the more people that are doing it, the more likely others will.
100%. Because if no one tells you, if your disease control tells you, don't worry about it, don't wear a face mask. I mean, that's your ammo for any time, any place you go. Well, the CDC told me, but if they say, hey, you should, again, like, okay. And then I'm just glad, especially being down here where we're from, seeing it just at Walmart of all places, I was like, oh wow, like, okay, people are really taking this kind of serious. Cool.
Southeast Texas, by the way, which is what he meant by where we're from.
I wasn't gonna say it, so
It's
There's
really
nothing wrong with saying Southeast Texas.
sure there is.
Just
it's
don't say the city and the address.
it's I don't know if humbling is the right word for it, but to see all the parts of America just start to like peak at different times is really kind of creepy, like concerning, I would say. deeply concerning.
Well, I mean, but to my understanding, New York has it pretty bad.
I mean, New York is Rome. Like,
yeah, these big cities are gonna have it bad, because they're just gonna get overwhelmed. I mean, cities always have had that problem of how do you take care of 8 to 10 million people,
Well, with Texas supposed to peak at the end of the month, do you feel like now is the time?
April, like at
That's
April.
what they were projecting.
at the end.
Do you feel like now is the time to start stocking up a little bit to make so you don't have to make as many trips out while it's peaking?
Well, we hadn't made a trip out since we got back from vacation, so it's been about 2 weeks. Um, yeah, I mean, I bought a lot more than I know. I bought 4 gallons of milk. I mean, they had no eggs. We already bought a bunch of frozen stuff. I mean, we have 2 people, so you don't have to buy so much. But yeah, I definitely bought an abundance. Bought 3 bundles of bananas. I don't need 3 bundles of bananas, but if I'm not going to leave the house for 3 weeks, maybe I do need 3 bundles of bananas.
But bananas aren't going to last 3 weeks.
Even if they go soggy and shitty, I just put them in shake. I put them in shakes anyway. Yeah, you can blend them. I don't care if they're all black. You can blend them.
That's true. Let's just stop discussing that depressing shit.
No, I mean,
if it's okay with y'all, unless y'all want to.
All right, well, this will be the last thing. This will be the last thing in regards to it.
All right, what you got?
They have said that football season is projected to still be on track.
On time?
Yeah. Well, at least Trump has said that.
Oh, no.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, fuck, man. You let me down.
He also said this was not a big deal and it was going to be over by Easter.
When is the season supposed to start? Do you know?
Do you think there's gonna be a season? And if so, when?
Again, when is the start? Maybe no preseason, but when is kickoff? September?
Did they come up with schedules yet? Because they're gonna have to play an extra game, right?
Oh, for that new rules. You're right. You're right.
True.
Yeah.
And we don't know if it's at the beginning or the end. I would assume it'd be the beginning because they want to change when the Super Bowl is.
September 5th is the alleged kickoff. I mean
that's a fair date. I think
so. I mean, if you push it to July, like, man, this is gonna last April, May, June, July, 4 months. That still gives you a month and a half to have your season. Yeah, you won't have preseason. Maybe you could do a game or two.
Yeah, like you can cancel preseason and still do kickoff.
I mean, it's the NFL, man. They're gonna make it work, even if it's a shortened season. I mean, the old NFL was 12 games seasons, 10 game seasons.
Yeah,
but you could just do that.
Can the NFL make it work with no people in the crowd?
No, but they will. Look, I'm saying
I'm saying there's an MMA fight that's planning on coming up. It's going to be Tony Ferguson versus
Khabib.
It was supposed to be Khabib.
That got canceled. I thought.
They're not letting anyone. Russia's on lockdown, which is a big surprise. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm not remembering his name. The Irish guy that lost to Khabib.
McGregor. Are you forgetting the name?
Yeah.
Conor McGregor?
Yes, he is. Good job, Mike. It's forgettable.
Don't even get me started.
He's not really my style. I'm not really a big fan of Conor McGregor.
Yeah, thank you.
He's the beast.
I like more light heavyweights and heavyweights. But yeah, so he's filling in for Khabib.
Okay.
So it's gonna be Tony Ferguson versus him.
Versus McGregor?
Yeah, but there's going to be no crowd.
They did that. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't know. All those people will give them more pay-per-view dollars, I guess.
Can the NFL do that, though? Because so much of their revenue is based off of, like, Hey,
Yeah,
It's the NFL's in September. The audiences
yeah.
will be able to show up. It's gonna be fine. Like,
Exactly. You'll give this. We can give this more thought, maybe 2 or 3 months down the road. But right
yeah,
now, if we're still sitting here having this conversation in September, probably got a lot.
we have
Probably got a
bigger
lot
things
more to
worry
worry
about.
about than the fucking
Yeah, and the
NFL.
UFC gets most of their money from pay per view, anyways.
Yep.
But
any
like,
any any guesses on who's gonna win the fight? You guys?
Oh, Ferguson. I give it to Ferguson. Yeah.
Really?
as long as Khabib loses, I'm happy.
Yeah. Look, Cowboy
Well
got
done.
cheated. I know you're trying to kill this, but fucking Cowboy got cheated by Connor, man. He threw some weird fucking elbows at him or something.
I
Some
knew
weird
you were such a
elbow.
cowboy.
No,
He threw
shoulder.
two
It
good
was the-
elbows. He lost.
It was
He
the
lost.
shoulder. Yeah, dude, it was set up. It was fucking. They said, "Cowboy, here's your paycheck. You're taking a fall, man." It was bullshit, dude. So yes,
apparently,
I
a
do think
future topic that we're going
I
to
do think Tony
is
Ferguson
that
will be.
the UFC is rigged for financial purposes.
Mike, how long till this fight happens? Do you know?
I think it's pretty soon. Like,
Good.
I think
Well,
it's
we'll
pretty
talk about it soon. We'll see. We'll see. You can say I'm wrong,
soon.
but
nerdy is like the leading word in this fucking
that's
podcast. So
fine.
if we could
So get to it.
get on it, Mike and me have, or I don't know if Mike has seen it previously, but Mike has been showing me Dragon Ball Super for the first time, and wow, is that DBZ like distilled from like vodka into Everclear? Like, it is. We're skipping all the bullshit and going straight into like intense battles with no sense written into it. I mean, it's entertaining, don't get me wrong, but Jesus.
I mean, you're still in the infancy of it, but you are getting a taste of it. I mean, Jason, where are you on Dragon Ball Super?
I know about it. I know characters. I know there's the cat god. There's a purple dude who shows up. I think he's a big deal because he's like a bad guy, but then he's like a good guy. And then there's the big tournament at the end. And I watched the ending of the show, but
Okay.
I just know snippets, bits and pieces. What's it? PyCon. Who's PyCon? That's a name, right?
That is a name.
Is that the purple dude?
I haven't got there yet. Is that what the God man like with the staff? I don't know who is that.
No, you're thinking of Whis or Whis.
Who is PyCon?
So who's Pycon?
Icon's from Dragon Ball Z. He's the other guy
Oh.
that looks like a cucumber. There's Piccolo.
If anyone looks like a cucumber, it's Piccolo. So
And then there's another guy that's all green in Dragon Ball Z.
Oh. Maybe I messed it up then. I don't know. I'm just done with, what is it? Shonen? Is it Shonen animes? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, no, I'm done with Naruto. I heard Bleach is coming back. Not really.
Yep, it's coming back. I'm just done. Even Dragon Ball Super.
oh my
like,
god, why are they like recycling all this trash?
It makes money, man.
It's not trash, but
It's trash. So you can say it. Dude, all shonen animes are the same, man. That's why I'll keep up with Dragon Ball Super, but I won't sit down and watch all the episodes.
no, dude. Me and Mike were watching an episode, and I forget what was about to happen, but I was like, aren't they kind of like godlike? Can't they like telepathically talk to him and tell him what he's doing is a bad idea? And then literally like, Goku, you need to stop. And I was like, called it! Called it!
Yeah.
It's, you can like just read it like a book.
Yeah, they're all the same, man. They all start off, I don't know, whatever, dude. Fuck shonen animes.
So as far as
Done
animes
with
go, what are your top five animes? You can go top three if you have to, because I know like
I don't know.
it's rough.
It's not rough. It's just, I mean, you know.
It's hard comparing genres. I know.
No, it's like classics. You say like, what are the best? Obviously,
You love your classics.
I'm gonna
yeah.
throw this out. I'm gonna throw this out there. Prince of Tennis.
I loved that.
Look, I love tennis, and I couldn't get into Prince of Tennis. So,
Really?
I mean, yeah, it's a shonen anime with tennis rackets. Okay, that's what it is.
You're not wrong.
No.
So, I don't know. I mean, clearly this, what Cowboy Bebop. All right, so that's in everyone's list. Cool. We don't even have to discuss that. Great. That's in everyone's anime list that has ever watched it. Cool.
I don't know about top 5.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean? You don't think it's top 5? You don't think Cowboy Bebop's top 5?
No, yeah, it probably is.
Yeah. Who fucking name an anime that's better than Cowboy Bebop right now?
Shampoo.
That's
No.
debatable. That's
No.
debatable. That's a style. That's a style thing.
I feel like they're both kind of equal. As much as I enjoyed them, I was about equal.
Bebop is the perfect combination of story and style. Like,
Yeah, and character development. I mean, they play their cards right, man. Their one-off episodes are fantastic. Their story episodes are great. Even their one-offs to give you backstory to every character, So by the end of the show, you do know your characters. There are stakes. It feels real. And again, I hate to shit on shonens, but I will more. Again, I mean, these dangers feel real when you're watching a show like Cowboy Bebop. Your characters are mortal. When you're watching Mob Psycho or Kill la Kill or fucking even Dragon Ball Z, yeah, I mean, Goku could die, but he'll never die.
yeah, 100 episodes in, 200 episodes in, 300 episodes in.
Yeah. They're never going to kill Goku. Goku might die, but he'll come back. And probably so will Piccolo and Krillin and all these other people that don't even fucking matter. They're going to come back. So, but again, I don't know. I think of good anime as like a good story. What's a good story? And I do really feel like it has to be 26 episodes or smaller. It has to be maybe 52. But even that's stretching it.
Can you name 4 others?
Yeah, I mean, Mike, hit me with some.
I
names.
just wanted to hit back on what you had said. I mean, the hero not dying thing. I mean, we get that in a lot of American anime though, like Batman, Superman.
American comic books.
That's not anime.
Well, no, I'm just
saying, but it is.
To us,
but it is.
Americans,
yeah.
That's their
But
anime.
does it qualify?
Sure, it is. Mike has the same exact argument though. Shonen follows the same stories. All your Superman, Batman, Green Lanterns, all these characters die. Sure,
but they're never dead.
But then they're never dead. You'll never kill them. Superman will die. You can't kill him though, because then it's not Superman. Dragon Ball Z isn't Dragon Ball Z without Goku and Gohan and Piccolo and da 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 da. Bleach has Ichigo. Naruto has. Is it Naruto? I don't know. Is it Baruto? Who is it these days?
No, absolutely. You can't argue that these characters, like One Punch Man, I believe, is Shonen Jump too. Like,
yeah. And at least that's kind of like it's trying something new, but at the end of the day, it's just
you can't kill him because that's the show.
I mean, but him as a character, you can't. He doesn't hold a candle to Marvel or DC, even though it's the same type of story plot.
Well, but you have to give One Punch Man credit for trying different narratives. Look, they're upfront and saying their character cannot be defeated. He'll beat anyone in one punch. It doesn't matter. So what are struggles that this character can face that are outside of power levels,
I think you hit it perfectly. Cowboy Bebop, Neon Genesis, Evangelion.
I didn't say that, but thank you for saying
that. I figured I'd help you out.
He knew it was there, and I was going to list.
There you go. It's number 1.
And we're still going around, by the way.
Real. They've got a real, a realness to them that those comic book Shonen Jump type animes just can't duplicate.
They don't, but they try. That's something I'll give. So the ones that catch on, like Attack on Titan or even Naruto, and even My Hero Academia, the basis for all these stories, the reason they catch you is because you think it's different. You go, oh wow, these first 10 or 20 episodes, there are real stakes and real threats, and oh my god! But once it's established, it's the same shit that you've seen over and over again.
They recycle it.
Yeah, exactly. Great start, great origins, a great origin story. You know, same shit with Batman too. Great origin story. Now he's Batman. All right.
It's
So
the same
any other
present. It's the same present, but different wrapping paper.
Yeah, there you go. It's a good way to say it. Yeah.
Any other you want to list off besides just shitting on Shonen anime?
No, I love to whatever. It's Cowboy Bebop, Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop. I don't know. Planet ES was fantastic, and I'm sure no one here has watched that, but it's good.
He's gone to a nerd level that's just beyond us now.
That's
Planet
fine.
ES
That's
was-
fine.
No. There was
Other
an
people
anime
might-
that came out in like 2006, 2008. It's like Cowboy Bebop, but they're garbage collectors. It takes place in like a little bit of the future. They collect garbage, and it's just on this space station, and it's really fucking good. It's great. But no one, I mean, people have watched it, but it's not mainstream. It's
literally
really great.
space garbage.
Planet, yes, and it's real danger. You know, like they got to look. The screw is fucking headed for us. It's got to fucking obliterate us. How do we stop this? You know, it's smart. It's good scenarios, good character building, and it's sci-fi. So,
So you got 3.
Mushishi's really good. I like Mushishi. I don't think that's for everyone though. It's real slow, but I like Mushishi. Check
How
it
many
out.
episodes?
There are 2 seasons. I think each season is maybe 26 episodes. It's just a lot of his episodes are one-off. He's like a traveling doctor guy in feudal Japan, and he deals with paranormal things. So some of the episodes connect, but a lot of it's just think of like the X-Files, kind of a new paranormal threat every encounter, kind of.
Gotcha.
But solved in kind of like a smart, old school doctory way.
Kind of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. And all these animes are like 10 years old because I don't
So-
watch anime anymore. So,
Yeah, I think we're all pretty similar. Is that your list?
well, that's only 4, but yeah. I mean, you know, you got Trigun, you got. I mean, you can't just discount your classics. So,
Michael?
I feel like there's a lot of overlap with Jason's list. I maybe only can enhance it a little bit, like with a couple things.
You've
Like,
got a lot more sports ones that
yeah, I mean, I would.
I
say,
saw because of you,
Yeah, like I would say Hajime no Ippo. But I would also
which
say
is boxing.
I really enjoyed the single movies a lot as a kid.
yeah, dude, the movies are really good. Yeah.
And I feel like they get kind of overshadowed in this discussion because they're not like, you know, top 5 TV shows. I feel like they're just as good.
What's one that always comes to mind? Summer Wars, I think is what it was called, where they have like avatars or something. Man, that all of his movies. It's a guy that he's made like 3 or 4 movies. All of his movies are great.
Is
Summer Wars.
it's just anime movies or
No, all he does is movies. He just makes movies. He's kind of like who's the big anime movie guy? I forget what his name is. You know, the giant Disney Mitsumi or some shit like that. I don't know. Anyway,
I'm so drawn.
this guy does The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, The Boy and the Beast, Your Name, Wolf Children. Like he does the big hitters. So
Yeah.
all those movies are really good. If you haven't seen any, does he do Your Name? I don't think Your Name is by the same person, but he definitely does The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Wolf Children, and The Boy and the Beast. Go watch all those. They're fucking great.
What about you, Adam? Anything you can add to the list or anything like that?
I was gonna show like some Summer Wars shit.
That's
real
Summer
quick.
Wars,
Oh,
boy.
okay.
Yeah. Dude, it's so good. And I didn't even want to watch it. I remember when I sat down to watch it, I was like, I don't want to watch shit. And dude, it just was so good.
I mean, but you were talking about whoever made like Princess Mononoke and like House Flying Castles. I was talking about like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like King of anime movies.
Yeah, the big boy.
I'm still blanking on his freaking name.
Which those even that,
Google it real quick, please. for me.
Miyazaki. It's
Young
Miyazaki,
Jamie.
right? Miyazaki.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't Google it. It's Miyazaki.
Well, then it could be wrong.
It's not wrong. I know that's it. Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but that's right.
My numbers, it's always going to be as most impactful was Evangelion,
Yep.
mainly because I watched it with Jason and his brother Josh, and we did like a straight up 12-hour marathon.
We
and
were
just,
adolescent too, so
yeah,
it hit
and
you
we
at
were
the right
children.
time.
We're children. We're also like hormonal, so
Oh my god!
It's
get a room.
all these things. But the storyline, like when you watch it and you digest
connects.
it that
It
quickly,
connects, man.
it hits you. It hits you really hard. So Evangelion's always going to be up there.
I don't think it's number one. I don't think.
I would almost disagree. I don't know. I rewatched Netflix and maybe it is nostalgia, but it resonates, man. There are scenes that there are these minute-long, drawn-out scenes that you're just like, man, like you don't see it. You don't see it in the medium anymore. People don't take. I'm sure they do. I'm sure there are still artistic and well-crafted anime, but they do not get mainstream appeal.
Yeah, because it's like a film shot, but it's anime.
You need fan service or you need fucking fights. Or else
Yeah.
no one's gonna watch your shit.
When's the last
If you're not
time
seeing
you had-
titties or punching,
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw like that's mecha, like anime, like when you boil it down?
Sure.
What other mecha?
It's a deconstruction of the mecha genre.
No, there's so much more to Evangelion than that. I admit that, but I'm saying at its core, it's a mecha show.
Sure.
Like, what other mechas have you seen that really that hold a candle to it? Like Gundam, like.
I mean,
Gundam
not
is
really.
Like a soap opera. You miss one episode, you have no idea what's going on.
Gundam's a political drama though, with mechs thrown in. So it's not like a fucking.
It's not centered around the mechs.
Yeah, it's not like a. I can't even think of what the word is for Evangelion. Like a fucking character study, like.
I mean, honestly, like when you have your main character, spoilers for a 20-year-old anime.
No, don't say it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna say it. When you have your main character standing in a hospital room.
No, I think they might have edited that on.
Who literally masturbates to an unconscious girl in a bed. You've surpassed mecha anime at that point.
But it's important. See, that's my whole point.
It's important to the character and to understand his
smutty. Yeah, it's not for fan service. It's not smutty. It's shown as disgusting, and it's not even shown. But you're aware of what happens.
You're aware. They show you enough images that you can
show
piece it together.
your character's mental state. It means so much to his character, and sure, it's a famous scene. But it's because it is so dark. Like, it's a scene about what you just said, but it explains so much about the situation at hand. I don't know. And nowadays, if you even have a scene like that in an anime, which you don't, it's just going to be fucking hentai shit. So.
Yeah, pretty much. I only listed one, and that spiraled out. But no, Cowboy Bebop definitely.
Yeah, always. I need to rewatch it. Honestly, it's due for a rewatch.
Yeah, I'm still nervous about the live action, even though it was already on hold because.
Good. Hopefully, it will get canceled.
The main actor got himself hurt, and then I think they might have pushed it even further because of Corona. I still think Death Note. Like, people want to call it mainstream, and Jason's shaking his head because people want to say it's basic, but any girlfriend that I've ever introduced to anime...
Girlfriend.
What? Death Note?
That's a negative term right there, man.
Why is that negative? they're taken to Death Note like
Yeah, I wonder why. I couldn't imagine why. Maybe it's easier to digest. I don't know. I'm turning off fan bases.
Basically, what Adam's saying is when he got his period,
Jason,
he thought it was the best anime ever.
Are the characters attractive? I mean, the characters aren't attractive in Death Note. I don't think. I don't know why.
no, it's not a sexualization.
Yeah.
It's literally just a well-written story.
Sure. Yeah. I don't. Yes.
And
I
then
don't-
about halfway in, they go off the rails, and you're like,
yeah.
it's still
Once your main character dies,
it's still good, but you're like, it's not as good.
You're done.
Um,
The story should have ended, and then you just kept going.
Are we sure it's not Shonen Jump? Death Note's
It
not
might
Shonen
be.
Jump? Are we sure about
Speaking of that, just quick. Do you know they made a new one? Did you guys watch the new one? Are you aware of the new one?
Death
The
The
new
new
one.
Death Note? Yeah.
No.
You mean movie or show?
I think it's a show. I had a couple of my friends talking about it. I swear it's a thing. I'm not crazy.
I have not heard of this, and if it exists, I'm gonna be.
It's a sequel. It might be a manga. It might be Death
It
Note.
would have to be a manga. There's no way that there's a Death Note sequel anime that I'm not aware of. Death Note 2, The Last Name. That's a movie.
Death Note New Generation. Is that what it is? Is this a Hulu thing?
Is it exclusive?
I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. No, yeah, Death Note New Generation. I don't know what this is. Anyway, they were talking about it. It's only 3 episodes. It doesn't matter. Fuck Death Note. Who cares?
Anyways, how many is that? Is that 3?
No, you mentioned
Ava,
Cowboy,
Bebop. And Death Note.
Death Note. I know you gotta
Um,
say Berserk. Just say it. It's on
No,
that.
I'm not honestly.
Oh my god!
I might.
What a disgrace.
FLCL for sure.
I only watched a
Okay.
couple episodes.
Oh man, I watched FLCL like a lot, and I watched it with like subtitles, not subtitles, with like the director's commentary. I watched a good bit of FLCL.
I mean that is just something it's tight and concise. Like what is it? 6 episodes,
Yep.
and they knew what they were doing, and they did it, and they were done. And
Yep. Well, they made a new one that I haven't watched.
yeah, I haven't watched it either.
I don't know that I ever will.
That's not what I'm talking about. So I'm just the original 6. Like, bravo. I think
Yeah,
that's the top 5.
and that was an adolescent time, so it hits good.
Truth, you're like the same age as the character, so you're like,
Yep, you
Really?
understand his struggles. You're not so old that you're like, this guy's a pussy, you know, and you're not so young. You're like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, you get it. You get what's going on there. He's sexually frustrated.
he's sexually frustrated.
That's it.
Oh man, the ironing out the brain, that's like, oh, I always love that scene. I mean, I guess maybe Berserk, now that you mentioned it. If I have to think about everything that I've watched, that is like some psychological trauma.
Look, just know that Berserk is the only one of these animes, the only manga that is still going on from all these fuckers that we named.
Hajime no
Berserk
Ippo's
is-
still going on.
Who?
They're on like episode 1500 of the manga.
How many
Yeah,
times,
but
how many
you
times
see-
can a
but you
boxer
see-
lose?
That's my point. Is that Berserk is only putting out an issue every 2 months. Like their story still matters. I guess it's not just the same shit.
I mean, I'd rather watch Batman the Animated Series.
Sure, I
than
guess.
Watch Berserk.
Go watch Berserk. Go watch the old anime, man. It's worth a watch. It really is. It's a good story. You want to talk about political intrigue? Fuck Gundam. Go watch Berserk.
I feel like the animation's a little dated. Like
It probably is.
you
It probably
can
is.
see that it's like of its time.
I don't know. So just again, an off subject. Do you prefer that style? Because I really like 90s anime style. Like that's I don't know, the characters are more realistic and again, I'm sure you see this in modern anime too. But when you talk about Cowboy Bebop, Berserk, Ava, Gundam, these animes have a style that today it's all, today there is definitely a different visual style that is popular. And CG, you got CG now. But
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say. It seems like the new stuff is like half of it's done in hand, and the other half is overlaid with like some CG.
yeah. And so it's either gonna look really good or really bad, depending on I guess the studio.
It's a frustrating like blend, honestly. I'll agree with that. Like some shots are like, well, this is 4K, and others are like, this is like 480p.
Yeah, but I mean, but again, compare old Berserk to these new Berserk movies that came out that relied heavily on the 3D animation. And it's laughable. The new Berserk shit looks like garbage. I mean, it looks terrible, even compared to a 90s anime.
Yeah, because
But
I was showing.
oh,
I mean, cut you off, go.
I was just gonna say, but you look at like the Ava movies, the rebuilds, and that's really an example of sure they have 3D in those movies, but I mean it looks spectacular. Like it's some of the best looking visuals you've seen in anime, but it's because they give a shit. I don't know.
No, like, and I was even like trying to show, well, Wife Berserk, and it's on YouTube. Like you can see like the original series, like it's all up there. And even as old as the animation is, it's still like it looks good because it's hand drawn. So like when he's like shooting people like in the eye with arrows out of his arm, and there's just blood splattering, like it's still quality even on YouTube after someone like uploaded it. Like
It holds up.
It holds up.
It holds a test
one
of
of
time.
those-
Sure, it might look a little dated, but it won't. I don't think there'll ever be a point that you go look at it and you go, "Well, I can't even look at this." This is just drawn so terribly.
Yeah,
Like-
because it's like the prequel Star Wars series. You can see how the CGI has not lived up.
Oh, absolutely.
As opposed to something like Jurassic Park, which is much older, but they used actual, like we're not talking we're not talking about drawing, but it's like it's the contrast of like the human involvement as opposed to just a computer generation.
Yeah, you have a physical model, a physical prop that you're just enhancing of your photoshopping essentially touch-ups with your CG. Cool, awesome, looks great 25 years down the road. Yeah, as opposed to a clone trooper. It's not even a clone trooper prop physically, it's all 3D. Well, hey, now it's 15 years later, 10 years later. And you're just like, man, like this looks like shit.
Speaking of clone troopers, the new trilogy.
Oh god. just put that shit on the back burner, man. Just throw it out.
We have another hour.
Yeah, right.
That's the point. I want to hear
Oh my
it.
god.
I mean, if
I don't.
might as well let's dive into it, Jason.
Oh my fucking god.
I mean, you don't have to give us like a huge.
Okay, here, Adam. You want to talk about the new trilogy? Fucking talk about it. Go for it. Let's hear some shit.
Let's
What
see.
do you think of Maz Kanata? What do you think about her backstory? What do you think about her character development? Oh, wait, there are none of those things in that. Okay, I'm glad we had that discussion. Okay.
Wow.
No, let's say Kathleen Kennedy should be fired, and
I think I'll disagree with you on that. I don't think that's fair. She ran Indiana Jones. I think prior she had Hevo. I think she was involved in Indiana Jones and quite a few other projects.
she ran a trilogy or a series?
Okay, but who did that before Marvel? So you had Marvel that said, okay, here's this big overarching story. We're gonna give it to you. Who runs it? Who's the Marvel guy? I don't know. But anyway, they said here. No, not Stanley. Whoever's running the Marvel film.
Oh, Feige.
Okay, yeah. So here you go, Feige.
Oh, so because
that was
Kathleen Kennedy's not Feige, you're saying there is no other Feige?
No, I'm saying because okay, you did Feige for the Marvel Extended Universe, which, mind you, was never. Who did that before Feige? What other extended universes did you have? You didn't. So then you said, we're going to try it with Star Wars. Here you go, Kathleen Kennedy. You have had a lot of success in other projects. Again, Kevin Feige. What would we know his name if it wasn't for Marvel? No.
No.
So we
But
know him because he did Marvel.
Lucas was in control of his own stuff. The problem is like when a studio takes control, like you need one person, I think, and they didn't.
Okay,
do that.
and that was and perhaps it is Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, it should be. She is the head person. But you say that, but then you look at The Force Awakens, who is written and directed, to my knowledge, no ghostwriters. The Force Awakens was done by
Abrams.
No. Wait, yes, Abrams. I'm talking about what's the fucking 8th one? The second new trilogy one. The Last Jedi.
Oh, Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. So why
such a fucking success he is?
Well, you know, he made Knives Out and everyone liked that.
Knives Out was a good film, but
debatable.
The Last Jedi wasn't.
Predictable film.
It's not
anyway.
I mean...
It's not. Yeah, it's no. The
we'll get into the hunt.
It's no Fight Club. Anyway, I don't know. My whole point though is, yes, you can blame Kathleen Kennedy, but even if you remove her and replace her, is that going to fix the problem? Because you only have 2 examples. You have Kevin Feige or Feige or whatever from Marvel. Then you have get that shit off. Then you have Kathleen Kennedy for Star Wars. What other individual is responsible for the course of film? There's only 2.
It feels like what you're talking about is like it's like if you're a trilogy, it's like trilogy or bust. Basically.
They should have sat down.
Well, but clearly that was their goal.
Written 3 movies.
Yeah, their goal was to release not only 3 movies, but to release anthology series and standalone films. And again, you know you're making a trilogy. There was no you're doing 7, 8, and 9, and no one said, "Look, here are the 3 dots we need to hit." Luke needs to do this. We need to have this villain and explain him, and this is how we're going to conclude it. We got to hit these goals. Like the fact that didn't happen is baffling, just
sad.
Utterly baffling to me. I mean, it's incredible. I don't. Maybe there's behind the scenes shit that we don't know, but it's fucking wacky to me, man.
The fact that they tried to piecemeal it, I'm like,
yeah. You just give every movie to someone different and just say, write your own shit.
Like, J.J. Abrams even said that he was only going to do 1. And then The Last Jedi came out, and I felt like he was like, all right.
No, that he was their fixer, man. They said,
I'll fix this shit.
Yeah.
And even his fix, people are like, this makes no sense. This makes no sense. And he's like, what do you want me to do? I've only got so much to work with.
It was rusty. I mean, he tried with what he had, but like you just said, I mean, there's fucking 10, 20 story elements that are just thrown to the wind. You don't have a villain. You don't have a hero. I mean, and you just have all these characters with nothing to do.
Where'd the lightsaber come from? Why the fuck do we have
who cares?
This random casino planet?
You're right, but you're getting into like just those are just stupid side shit. I'm talking about like even your main characters, Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren was the only character that was fleshed out in any kind of way in these stories. You know, you had a nobody in Rey because you wanted to pull a big reveal.
Mysterious, and you wanted to pull a big reveal, but then
yeah.
Ryan Johnson was like, there is no big reveal, and you're like, what the fuck?
Well, the problem is, and that's fine if you went with that. If you just stuck on that path, that's fine. But then you retcon to that, and again, you have a nameless, faceless protagonist for 3 films because you want the reveal to be special when everyone knows that's what's fucking gonna happen. It's just so you just have a bland protagonist for 3 fucking films. Like it's shit.
Daisy Ridley.
It's all shit.
Yeah, but you can't call Daisy Ridley bland. Like if anything,
no, she's a good
she
actress.
came out of it still looking pristine.
Okay, what else has she done?
No one hates her.
What else has she done?
This is her first thing. It's a breakout role.
Oh, just like Kylo Ren, breakout role. Adam Driver. Holy shit, he's in everything.
Adam Driver was in Girls for years and before this.
Okay, but who knew Realistically, I'll give you that.
Anyone who watched Girls knew who
Okay,
Adam Driver
Okay,
was.
look, I'll look up the
It's
fucking
on
numbers
HBO.
right
It's
now.
not
Yeah,
like
I know.
he's a nobody.
Leah Dunham was his girlfriend. I know what Girls is. Okay, I get it. But I'm saying, what were
Yeah,
the
I feel
ratings?
sorry
of
for
this
him. No one
show?
wants to date Leah Dunham.
Don't
Even pretend
that.
date.
Don't do
Jesus.
Oh,
that.
I'll go deep.
So I'll argue this, Jason. I'll argue this.
Okay, please.
Sauron, if we're going into trilogies, you gotta look at The Matrix, you gotta look at Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Sauron was pretty boring. He was a
Sauron.
statue.
Wait, you're
with
talking
an
about
eye.
the. No. He wasn't boring because
It
he
is
was.
Sauron.
Because he
Or
didn't need to be
Sauron.
flat. Look, you had his backstory in like the first 5 minutes of Fellowship, and
Yeah,
then you
They
just
did like
knew,
a quick little shot of like, here's a
and you
quick,
just yes,
and then
he's
click.
boring because that's how they established him. They didn't play games with Sauron. They said, look, he's the evil. He's the fucking devil.
It's just like it's the devil. He's just
You
there.
can't beat him. It's gonna take goodwill to beat him. Like that's the only thing that can beat him. You can't use his own tools against him. You can't charge an army at him and beat him. So you know what your stakes are and you know who you're dealing with. Like an unreason. Sure, he's not fleshed out, but you know what it is. It's an
You don't need to. You
unreasonable.
don't need to flesh
villain.
out the devil. Like
Yeah,
he just
he's
is.
the devil. Yeah,
I mean,
you're not gonna bargain with him.
I agree with you, and I agree with you on all accounts. The only thing is, at the end of the day, it comes down to a movie about people walking. Like at the end of the day. Like,
Sure. So why was it good? Why was it so good? It's because your characters were so well done. And not even the characters, the acting, the scenarios, everything about it feels fantasy. It feels like you're on an adventure. You're walking alongside these dudes on a hike. That's why it feels great. Sure, it's walking for 12 hours. So what kind of monumental achievement is it that you walked for 12 fucking hours and it was a really exciting and fantastic story? You know?
When you play The Witcher 3, when you play fucking Skyrim, like when you play any of these fantasy games, what is like tickling the back of your brain? It's freaking The Lord of the Rings. Like
it's fantasy. You're on an adventure.
On that same path that they walked.
So why, when I'm watching the new Star Wars, is it, it's I guess it's an adventure. It's
because
adventure.
Kathleen Kennedy's an idiot. That's why.
The new Han Solo felt way more like an adventure than anything else. I will say, like, the new Han Solo, for all of its faults, definitely is probably my favorite new Star Wars media.
I loved the fuck out of it. Honestly, I'm disappointed that it got the shit that it got, and it only got the shit that it got because it followed The Last Jedi.
Well, I think,
and because the actor, was kind of that played Solo was kind of weak.
No, not even that. I think it's because of The Last Jedi, and I think it's because of Rogue One, where a lot of people did like Rogue One, but I think that camp's kind of split. I think it's like 50-50. People really liked it, or they kind of didn't, because it didn't feel Star Warsy. It felt like a war movie. So again, people
and all those same people are like in love with the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
because it's not Star Warsy. It's a Western.
You guys can talk about that. I only watched 3 episodes, and again, it's good. It was a good piece of media from what I watched.
We should spend 30 minutes talking about why the fuck you should watch The Mandalorian and what's wrong with you.
Look, I'll tell you right now what turned me off. You ready? So
turned you off?
Not turned off. It's probably the reason why I wasn't so eager to keep watching. It's as soon as all those little Mandalorian people showed up with jetpacks to save him, dude, I thought it was cornball as fuck. I was like, dude, this is corny as hell. Like, oh, go Mando.
No, it was meant to be It's a Western. That's the whole point.
A Western. Who's jumping it on jetpacks in my Westerns?
No,
man?
They're not on jetpacks though. Like he's basically like on a horse, like riding on the side.
Get it. I get
they're on the
rooftop
shooting down. Like,
so who saves your hero? Who saves John Wayne? And who saves fucking who's the crazy old man now?
Well, no, technically, wasn't that his guild? You know, spoiler alert.
Yeah, but they broke their own rules, and so then that's my other thing. Look, and again, I haven't spoilers. I haven't finished the show. Why is his guild, who is all like, these are the rules, we are Mandalorian, blah blah blah? Why? Because
Do you want me
he
to
goes.
spoil it?
No, unless there's a good answer, because I'm about to pose you a question. Absolutely, you can spoil it. Look, he goes and busts out Baby Yoda, starts shit with the fucking Empire. Sure, they don't like the Empire. I get that. But it's not like they're going and killing Empire guys every day. So you're going to bust out Baby Yoda, go do your own shit because you grew a heart. That's cool. That is still Western. But now all these dudes that are in hiding in the shadows with this strict rule, they're just going to break their code because, oh, hey, look, Joe Blow over here fucking decided he was going to start shit. Fuck it. Let's go fuck all our shit up. I ain't gotta eat breakfast tomorrow. Fuck it. Like, it just didn't. I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why they're doing this. Because again, in a Western, I feel like a lot of the time the hero doesn't have backup. Like, he's the Lone Ranger. He has to figure it out himself. You know? Yes, I get it was a cool moment, but it didn't make sense when I broke it down in my head. Maybe you guys have a different opinion. I didn't fucking get it.
Adam, I can tell Adam's ready and roaring to go.
He's not.
I'm honestly not. I thought it all through.
I'll go then. I mean,
Please.
I would
hit
say,
it.
like, see, I watched the entire thing, but I felt like a lot of people said it was it felt like a Western.
Yeah, that was the big draw.
To me, it felt more like a Batman in space.
Okay.
Is what it felt like. Just because, I mean, a lot of the later episodes, there's a lot more like Batman-ish type moments where he has to like, you know, bring in formidable people, you know, without spoiling too much.
Like he help these people come in to help him, or they're
like challenges for our Mandalorian, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's they, you know, it really, the show itself transforms into something like season 2. I can't wait for season 2 because it's gonna be something entirely different. Like, all the backstory's been told. You know, they don't have to bother with, like, you know, and so one day all the jetpack people showed up and saved him.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah,
you know, so
and really that was and I hate to be so critical on it because that is really the only thing that stuck out in my mind as negative. Everything else I watched was, and I even want to say maybe I watched an episode after that too, but it was all good. There were no negatives other than that. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't have a drive to like pick it up week after week, and I definitely wasn't subscribing to Disney Plus to watch one fucking show. I'll tell you that right now. So,
I mean, dude, you should have just asked me. I would have hooked you up with my.
Well, exactly, but you know, I can get it if I want it. I'll get it. I mean, but
no, yeah, well,
it's definitely. I will say it's a shining star in a franchise that definitely needs help at the moment. It's a step in the right direction for Star Wars. I'll say that.
I would disagree. I think Star Trek, out of all the sci-fi fantasies going on right now,
I've heard Picard is getting mixed reviews. I mean, from Trekkies. Have you watched it? Have you seen it?
I have not finished it. I am not finished with it yet.
So, you know, I clearly hear like production value, fantastic, all these things, you know. But if you're talking about characters, which is something I'm really big on, you know, Picard, a lot of people say he's kind of not the same character that he was in the Next Gen, because in Next Gen he was the captain. He's very like, this is how we do things. We do them like this. We do them the right way. Where I hear in Picard he can be a little more emotional, and I hear it's a little more political. Where I don't think that's really been Star Trek's big thing. They've always been like logical, you know.
They
like
sort of avoided it because like we've surpassed politics.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a thing of the past. Yeah, we're not divisive. We're the Federation. We're one unit. We believe in utopian ideals.
At the,
But
yeah, at the end of the
no.
day, though, it's a love letter to Star Trek fans that love Picard and Next Generation.
Which is probably everyone, I would think.
Yeah, because it's. I
Every
mean,
Star Trek fan, I would imagine.
Even non-Star Trek fans.
let's face it, Patrick Stewart's getting up there in age.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like you can see it. Like he looks kind of frail. Like
That's why Wolverine was a movie.
Every time I see him take a hit, I'm like, oh man. Like
Logan. Yeah, that's why they did what they did to him in Logan. They said, "Look, we got to do it, man.
Or it's gonna make you look like you're dead already. Like,
yeah,
You just got to get brutally murdered."
yeah. So at the end of the day, Picard.
spoilers, by the way.
So at the end of the day,
I hope you've seen Logan.
Picard is really just it's like a way to close out Picard because he said he wasn't planning on coming back for anything.
Yeah. So you should finish the show.
Yeah, I do need to finish it.
Yeah, you know.
Moving on, because apparently you'll want to like talk about spoilers.
No, we're just talking about sci-fi, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
In the nerd film realm, something that we didn't think we would have time to cover, Snyder Cut. Does it exist? If it does exist,
It will. It will.
Do you want to
One
see
day
it?
it will.
Is it going to come out?
Justice League was a.
Do you think he's legally allowed to release it?
It's gonna be a move, especially right now with being canceled. I could really see WB throwing a Hail Mary, someone like HBO or someone paying a bunch of money. Hey, look, we'll pay you $200 million. Give us a Snyder cut. Okay, cool. Now it's on our platform. Snyder wants to do it. All the actors, to my knowledge, give a shit, at least on Twitter.
Yeah, because they're angry about the way the original was received.
Yeah, but I mean,
what's his name? I can't believe I'm blanking.
Ben Affleck.
No, the
Flash.
Not original director, but the production director.
Oh, you're not talking about Zack Snyder. You're talking about the guy who did Buffy, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Buffy director. The guy who did Buffy and everything else.
Oh no!
Yeah.
It's
something that we should know. It's something that we should know off the top of our heads, but we're drawing a
because I
blank.
got these headphones on, man. It is. What is this? Josh Whedon.
Whedon,
Oh,
Whedon. God damn it.
What
God, I feel stupid. Yeah. Because Whedon made it too soft and cute, not like dark, which is the original intention.
Well, and it's Schneider's thing too. So you just have clashing.
And that was a
ideals in
DC. That was a
movie.
DC theme as well.
Yeah.
Marvel was supposed to be poppy and shit.
I get it. They want to copy Marvel. That's what they want to do. Make it a Marvel movie, Josh. Go for it. Oh, it's shit. Dude, we went and saw that on opening night, me and a bunch of dudes, and I had no intention to see it. They were like, hey man, we got a ticket. All right, yeah, I'm off of work. Let's go see it. Dude, I remember like halfway through in my head, I was like, I really hope these guys don't like this movie because this is a big pile of shit.
Oh man, that's so brutal. But here's the problem with the Snyder Cut is it's supposed to be amazing. Like a lot of that crap that we saw in the iteration that got released. Like remember that general that I don't remember the actor that played him, but he was a black dude that played a general in the movie in the one that was in the cut that was released. He was supposed to be the Martian.
Which cut. Are you talking about the guy that was like he was like mentoring Cyborg or something?
He was like a military general guy in the movie.
Was he in Man of Steel?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, yeah. I think he was like talking to Amy Adams. Yeah, and
he's supposed to be the Martian.
Yeah, well, clearly they never got.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So, yeah, but it's things like that where like payoffs like that. But I mean, like they didn't put like as a DC fan, man. Like that's the thing. Like DC, it's like for them to release a Snyder Cut means that they made a mistake. means they are admitting that there's a better version than the thing that they decided to do, which will never happen.
Yeah,
Like,
that's my mindset. Like, financially speaking and pride worthy. Like, I don't. Whether it's even better, they own the rights, and I did not see them releasing.
I think it will happen. I definitely too much momentum. I think it will happen. Will it be a good movie? That's to be seen. I can't look, man. I cannot imagine that something to cobble together to make a good film out of the Justice League. I'm sure there's a way it could be darker and maybe a little more exciting, but I don't see that. I don't see like a cut being like, wow, that's incredible. Like I can't see that happening. Especially because it's so rushed, it's so rushed. They were just trying to keep up with Marvel and just pump shit out.
Their universe was a joke compared to Marvel's universe.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because they rushed it.
Mm.
Speaking of Marvel's universe, Marvel has released their new timeline. Basically, they just pushed everything back. They pushed Black Widows to the Eternals, etc., etc. So Black Widow took over the Eternals took over Shang-Chi, etc., etc. The list goes on. I think by November, this seems like a safe time to go to the theaters.
Hopefully, unless we have another outbreak come next fall.
Yeah, unless it...
As experts are predicting.
Unless it fucking 1918 flus us and pops back up. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen. What are you most excited for on this list?
Fucking, there's only one movie.
Only one?
It's just Doctor Strange, man. That's it. I mean,
First of all, they talked about Doctor Strange like a mild horror movie, which intrigued the shit out of me.
Sure. I'm just saying, like, you have Doctor Strange and you have the Olsen twin. What's her character?
Scarlet Witch. So
Scarlet Witch. And you're gonna have them together, two strong leads in like a multiverse movie. That can be really fun. I mean,
you're not intrigued by the Eternals?
What should I be intrigued about? Tell me.
That's funny you mentioned
the little bit I know about the comics.
Because
the comics, but hey, I'm a general audience viewer. I just see Marvel films, and I really enjoyed my Marvel movies. What are the Eternals? Because I've heard of the Hulk and Iron Man, and hey, I like Captain America or Thor. I've heard of these people. I didn't like them enough to see them in films until the Avengers came out. Now I really like them. Boy, the Eternals, Shang-Chi? Is that Chinese? Didn't they just give us a virus? I don't know that I want to go support that.
Wow.
All I'm saying is Doctor Strange has a great premise, and I just think everything else is just, they're not household names, and they're just trying to get them out there. Just get money.
It's their B team. It's Marvel's
B
team, and obviously they sent their varsity team out. But I heard there's going to be some cameos.
Sure, there has to be 100%
spice things up. But I am looking forward because in one of the characters, did you guys see the Korean zombie movie?
Train? No, I haven't. But he's in the Eternals, right?
Yeah, he kind of looks like me, except a little shorter.
Okay. He's a big guy, right? He's fucking built.
He's ripped. But he's gonna be a character in the Eternals. I'm looking forward.
Yeah, he's the Eternals. You got Pakistani Denzel from
Silicon Valley.
Yeah, they all do roids. But your Asian guy actually didn't. If I'm not mistaken, he's just a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
But
and they got Rob Stark from Game of Thrones.
Okay, so again,
they pulled some heavy hitters from all across the entertainment industry.
That's cool. What are the Eternals like?
They're an important structure in the universe.
Okay,
so it's gonna rely strongly on the trailers.
100%. Because no one knows any of the characters.
Yeah, because Thanos is an Eternal. Like
Oh, not anymore.
Well, he was an Eternal. Like that's where he was
That's how they're gonna play
derived.
it. That's how they're gonna get. Oh, you fuck! That's how they're gonna get you. They're gonna go. Where did Thanos come from? He came from us. Marvel.
Because
Fucking-
there's a split. There's a split. There's like the natural born, and then there's like the ones that don't come out right. And that was with Thanos is one of those. So that's how they're gonna fucking spin it. I guarantee it.
Yeah,
The trailers are gonna be really fucking important.
This is what I'll say. So you can look at like the first Captain America movie, the first movie. These movies didn't do that well in the box office, and they were kind of duds, you know. And I really feel like until the Avengers came out, that's when a lot of their films, and even the second Thor, was the second Thor before or after the first?
I mean, to be fair, the first and second Thor were both pieces of shit.
They were, and the first Avenger was not that good either. But
It was meh.
a lot of these individual franchises didn't have legs until they were carried on the back of the Avengers. Like, look, if you want to go see Avengers 2 and if you want to go see Infinity War, like, you really have to get your ass in the theater and go see Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, because it's really, yeah, that's why you got to see Captain Marvel. I know you never heard of her, but hey, you want to see how this shit ends, right? You better go see her movie.
Speaking of which,
And
I
that's
am.
she's
Yeah,
your
you keep talking.
flagship. She's your flagship now, man. Look,
I'm
that's-
super
that's
happy.
it.
I don't have to see her for 2 fucking years.
But look,
2.5
she's
years. I don't have to deal with Brie Larson.
No, if you don't think that she's your big hitter at the end of that list, like coming off of Black Panther 2, like Black Panther 2 will do well. All these movies are going to make $1 billion. Doesn't matter. You can, it's Marvel. The Chinese are going to fucking pack their fucking theaters and see it. It's not a joke.
My thing is, I really like Taika Waititi. I think he does really good.
No,
Black
Thor
Panther?
will be
Yeah.
magic.
I don't. I just don't know, man.
Mike.
What?
Please.
No, I just not like I'm not speaking about in particular just Marvel movies, but the things that I've seen Taika Waititi get into, like did you ever see something in the shadows? What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Seen that? Like
Love
Wait,
it.
the movie or the TV show?
I've seen both, and they're
I haven't
both
seen the
fucking
TV show.
hilarious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited for season 2. The TV show is really good.
Yeah, it just seems like everything he touches, it kind of turns into success.
It's one of those people who like their mind just they get it,
Mhm.
and so what they touch kind of turns to gold, just because like they understand what needs to be done.
They're good. They're a good creative director. They know. They have good ideas. There's nothing wrong with being a good fucking idea, man.
Yeah, he literally like turned Thor into gold. It was pure shit.
Yeah, for 2 movies.
And then he was like,
catch
what if-
anything.
Exactly, and they're like, "Well, what if we made him funny?"
Well, but it's
And
it's
all of
a
a sudden,
Superman dilemma.
blink.
You have a god. It's a god. How do you make a god intriguing? Like, oh, he's gonna beat guys up. Yeah, you have to come at it from another angle. It's
Exactly.
the One Punch Man.
DC
To go back to
angle-
that, how do you come back? How do you make this interesting story?
DC
Like,
angle is to make him.
You can't kill him, so what the fuck do you do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, DC's like, just make him a bad guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's simple.
But what I will say is, I think Marvel, I think they think they're untouchable, maybe, because again, you had Guardians of the Galaxy was
Yeah, they could
definitely a
get
B
cocky.
team. They were such a B team, and now they're like super famous. Is that due to Chris Pratt and it's because it's a funny movie? Probably. But hey, they marketed it well. They made it work.
That's
But
good acting.
now you're
though.
looking
Dave
at-
Bautista. Like,
it's a whole fucking generation. Phase 4 is just B team, except for sure you have Thor.
no, because they
you
want to do like an expanded universe, so that's why they're bringing in.
Yeah.
Like, they want more characters, not to recycle the old ones.
Yeah, and in my head, I'll say this right now. Out of that list that you just showed, the one that is going to make the most money in the box office, and you can quote me, we'll go and look at it 2 years from now, is Black Panther 2. Black Panther 2 will make a fuckload of money, then maybe Thor or Doctor Strange, but and don't get me wrong, all these movies are But are they? I just don't know what angles you're gonna take. You can't have all your movies be Guardians of the Galaxy. So why do I want to see Shang-Chi? Is he the new Captain America? Why do I want to see the Eternals? Are they the new? I don't know who else is fucking done. You know,
Yeah,
Iron Man. Is the Eternals Iron Man now?
I'm kind of surprised that they're doing like the Eternals and Shang-Chi back to back because, like, think about it. They put Captain Marvel, who no one knew anything about, right after Infinity War.
Because they had to shoehorn her in. They had to get her in the fucking universe.
You didn't know who she was, but you had to see that fucking movie.
I didn't see it. I still haven't seen it.
Good on you. The Eternals and Shang-Chi, like, you should like put it behind Doctor Strange, and Shang-Chi should put it like behind Thor. Like,
so, but look at it again. Marketing or marketing strategy. Black Widow, no name. Doctor Strange and Thor, and Black Panther, and Captain Marvel. These are all heavy hitters. So what you do is you make the Eternals and Shang-Chi mean enough to the stories by the time you hit Doctor Strange and Thor that, hey, I'm ready to go back to the theater and watch these Marvel movies. Oh shit, hold on, because now Doctor Strange is going to be working with the Eternals. I don't know who the fuck those people are.
Yeah, I mean, unless these characters are already in those films, and that's why they can't.
That's what they're going to do. I mean, 100% that's how they're going to carry. And like I said, Eternals, you already talked about their marketing strategy. Look, Thanos is a household name now. You know, you say, you just have flashbacks of Thanos in the fucking Eternals. People are going to go see that fucking movie. I mean, that's...
I mean, here's the thing, though, I wanted to say is Marvel makes you fall in love with their characters that you don't give a shit about.
Not true. No one likes Captain Marvel, so you're wrong.
No one likes Brie Larson.
But the thing is like
that's the difference.
I don't mind Brie Larson.
I like Brie. I love Brie Larson as an actress.
I hate her as a person.
They made a character named Ant-Man famous.
Yeah, there you go. You know, but that's because it's Paul Rudd.
Because you know what? Paul Rudd's likable. You know who's not likable? Brie Larson.
Yeah, it was a miscast. It was definitely a miscast. Brie Larson is a fan actress, and she has great movies. I'm not going to take that away from her.
No, she has great films.
But Captain America was not the role.
Captain Marvel, you mean?
Captain Marvel. Captain America, Chris Evans. Oh man.
I mean, but look at what they did with one of their A-Team characters, who was never really an A-Team character until the first Iron Man.
I forget that Ant-Man saw even fucking movies. You blew me away. I was like, oh shit, that was two of them.
Like Iron Man, like the whole journey for Iron Man during this run of Marvel was that he learned what it was to become a real hero, like a real superhero. Like sacrificing himself. Like at the end,
it was a good arc.
Yeah,
good arc.
Like, but even before that, it was just like, you know, old shellhead. You know what I mean? Before it was Iron Man 2 is what really set off Iron Man.
Hey, going back to that, who the fuck saw Iron Man 2? I mean, everyone eventually watched it, but I think that movie did bad in theaters as well.
Like I said, I'm just trying to get to the point that I feel like
I don't think I saw it in theaters, that's for sure.
I think Marvel does a really good job of making you appreciate characters that you don't even think that you'd give a shit about, which is the opposite of DC's problem, which is they're characters that you absolutely love and adore, and somehow you manage to not give a shit about them at all.
That's actually a very, very good parallel. Yeah, they go, all right, guys, we have Batman and Superman and these like Harley Quinn. Hey, you know what? How can we make a Harley Quinn movie that no one gives a fuck about? I don't know. Let's make this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hey, look at the box office.
We're going to talk about that.
Look at the box office numbers.
We will talk about that next week because,
all right, well,
man,
we're running hot mic.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you guys good for next week then?
Always.
Is there anything else that y'all want to discuss that's on the top of your head?
Final Fantasy VII comes the 10th. Comes out this Friday.
Oh, it will actually be out on Friday, so
comes out Friday. You can preload it. Actually,
wow.
Can I really?
Yeah. It's available for preload, so you can download it, get it ready to go, so you can play it right away. So if you still have a full-time job, even with the virus, it drops on Friday. You'll have the whole weekend to play it. To my understanding, I think they're saying it's a 30 to 40-hour game without side quests. That's just doing some of your basic side quests. So,
Uh,
I did not know.
apparently there's some story stuff. You know, who knows? I'm trying to avoid all spoilers. People are calling it Evangelion 1.1. So so I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'm
I
excited.
don't want to know. I'm trying to I just want to experience it as it is.
Yeah,
That's
the
good.
demo was fantastic, and that's coming from someone that waited a long time to get the demo
It
because
was fucking beautiful.
it's definitely better than. I don't know. You know, you can find flaws in everything. Maybe the combat system isn't as good as it can be. Who knows? But it's just a demo. But if we're just talking outside of combat system, dialogue, acting, graphics, environment, art direction, fucking all of it is 10 out of 10. I mean, it's all the best in the business. I didn't even know PS4 games could look that good. I was like, this is incredible. Like, this game looks incredible. It looks better than modern PC games. Like,
I was streaming it from my PS4 to my computer, and it still looked amazing.
yeah, like, so I mean, yeah, it sucks that it's gonna be 3 games, but I don't care, man. Like, it's Final Fantasy VII. It's getting a remake. Short of them fucking that shit up, man. That's gonna be come Friday, man. Fuck Mountain Blade. Fuck Doom. Fuck Animal Crossing. Like, it's Final Fantasy time.
Dude, it
That's
seems
amazing.
like
It'll be fun to talk about next week for sure.
it seems
Yeah.
like remasters are becoming like the big thing now. Like, what if?
Oh, that's a
Seven-
good one.
if
Put that one
Seven
on
takes
the.
off,
Yeah,
if 7
Yeah.
takes off, does that mean they'll remake 8 or 9?
They should. Well, they already did remake 8. They remade 8 just with like HD graphics, and they
Yeah.
did it with 10.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of like I think kind of like
You're talking about like
that's
a top, yeah, a
like they
whole.
did with 7, like they did like they're
Yeah.
doing with 7.
Possibly, but you're talking about. I mean, look how long it took 7 to exist.
It's like 30
so,
years.
and even then, it's a third. It's a 1/3 of the fucking game. So
Wait, that's not
Yeah,
the
who
whole
knows?
game?
Yeah, it's 3 games. It's not the whole game.
Oh wow! Oh,
You
wow.
didn't know
So
that?
they're milking that for
Yeah.
Nah.
See,
Awesome.
It's
the
something to-
normies.
Oh,
The normies
man.
are gonna be mad.
yeah,
They're gonna
exactly.
be mad.
Oh,
Mike, anything else that you wanna?
I mean,
bring up there,
not after
Scott?
that. Oh man, Final Fantasy leaving a bad taste in my mouth.
No, just it's supposed to end when you leave Midgar, I think, is when
Yeah,
it's
Midgar.
supposed to end. That's when this first game is going to end. But see, you're having the reaction that a lot of people are gonna have, which is I think half of the people going into this game think it's a full game. They're saying it's Final Fantasy Remake. They are not saying Final Fantasy Remake Part 1 of 3. They are purposely downplaying that shit.
The fact if the title doesn't say part 1 when it's actually released, that's gonna be a problem.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we'll see it come next Sunday. We'll have a fucking.
Well,
be
it'll
able
make
to talk
for a
about that
great topic for
for
sure.
an entire fucking episode. I mean, the reactions to it, playing it, and especially the backlash that is going to come.
I want to know what you guys think. I mean, I'm probably not going to get it. I mean, the next game I get might be Kingdom Hearts 3 because I really need to see what.
Fuck that. Fuck.
It's one of those
I've
games.
played one, but we'll talk about that.
Push it all back. Push it all back. No, I don't have anything to talk about anymore. I'm just hanging out, working a few days a week.
Adam?
Chilling. What's
that's all you'll have then.
Yeah, I
All
guess.
done?
Yeah, sure. Always.
So this has been episode 1 of Nerdy Drunk and Stoned. I hope you enjoyed it. come back next week, and we'll see you next Saturday.